Here we sit in the most lopsided seller's market ever on record, yet many home sellers are leaving money on the table when they sell their homes. Can you imagine it? For every home listed for sale, there are probably 5 or more buyers who would like to bid on the home. Even with this intense interest, there is an unhealthy percentage of home sellers who are not getting top dollar for their homes. They are leaving thousands and often tens of thousands of dollars behind that very rightly should have been theirs. Perhaps for a few home sellers it doesn't matter, but my experience has taught me that homeowners typically want 100% of their equity when they sell. So today I'm going to share the biggest change in selling a home since the printing press was invented. It's an impactful change in the home selling process that most sellers do not seem to understand. This short video allows me to share with you what you need to know before selling a home. As we get started, I'm going to make you one simple promise. If you stick with me through the end, I promise you will be confident that you'll put an extra 5% to 10% of your home's equity into your pocket when you apply the lessons that you learn here. This is not rocket science, but the optimal way to sell your home has greatly changed. Most real estate agents are not doing what is needed to squeeze every last dime from the sale of a home. Even as some home sellers are bragging that they had multiple offers on their homes or that they received above their asking prices, I can tell you that others are not getting all of their equity from the sale. Whether you were selling a home in 1920, 1950, 1985, or selling a home today in 2022, the most important factor in getting top dollar for your home is bringing the most qualified buyers to the table roughly at the same time. A home seller must create a competitive environment for the home. One way to understand what a home seller is trying to accomplish is by visualizing an auction. You have a group of people all bidding on the home. If the group is just one person, the bid comes in low and stays low. If there are 10 or more people bidding, the price moves higher and oftentimes higher than its market value due to the emotional atmosphere of the auction. We want the best buyer for your home to be surrounded by other people who want to buy your home too. You know, this is not the first time I've mentioned the fact that there is one best buyer for your home. And by the way, if you're not a subscriber, please consider clicking the thumbs up like button and subscribing now so that you get all my new content when it is fresh. If you really want to know what's going on in housing today, to see the data and have it explained with supporting facts and not hype, you should subscribe to our channel right now. Remember, there will always be a buyer who is willing to pay the most money for the home, but that buyer must know about other buyers who want the home too. This is why we tell sellers that 2 buyers are better than 1, 3 buyers are better than 2, 10 buyers are better than 5, etc. It's the knowledge that a property is highly desired that creates the extra value that serves to motivate the buyer who wants the home to pay above and beyond what he or she might have been willing to do had no other competition been identified. With that being said, the way that we create competition among buyers is significantly different today than it was in the past. To best understand how the home selling process has changed, I want to share how we used to sell a home and unfortunately how most agents still go about selling a home today. In order to get a good feel for why things are so different today, let's quickly review how we used to sell a home before digital was part of the solution. That's right, the first major change in selling a home since the printing press was invented is the internet. Before there was the internet, before email, cell phones, digital cameras, and social media, everything we did in marketing had a time element attached to it. When we took pictures of a home, we had to send the film out to be developed. Once developed, we brought them to our marketing staff to select the best shots, and then we had to submit them to different marketing channels. We had the MLS, which was a printed book that was produced monthly, so that buyers could go to real estate offices to read about which homes in the area were listed for sale. One must remember that printing was performed on a production schedule, so if we missed the submission date, it might be another 30 days before we could even get a home listed in the MLS. The same thing is true with the real estate magazines and all other publications that required a paper submission with pictures. It took time. Overall, it took about 60 days for us to process a home listing and get it in front of the majority of the market. And that's why, in the good old days, we told sellers there was a market time of about 60 days because we had a lot of work to do to reach everybody who might want the home. Remember, our goal was to get the home in front of already buyers at roughly the same time in order to get the seller the most money possible. The dilemma back then was making sure all buyers got wind of a home at the same time. Word of mouth among friends, as well as the for sale sign in the yard, alerted the most ready buyers. With printing processes and production schedules adding months to reach the rest of the pool of prospective buyers, we were forced to hide the home from people who would discover it without printed marketing. We didn't want to hit the market and only let the one or two people that discovered it on the street know that the home was for sale at a fair price. So the way that we hid it from the market was that we priced it high with the idea that we would wait for the full marketing channels to come around and then we lower the price until it sold. We knew if we asked for a price well above its fair market value, none of the early buyers would be concerned about losing the home. They would wait for price reductions. So we would market a home above its fair market value until the majority of marketing channels were active. When the MLS books were delivered, the ads in the newspaper and magazines were run, we then lowered the asking price to its fair market value, and that got the majority in the pool of buyers excited and active for the home. In many cases, we would do a price reduction and then get multiple offers on the home because we had many eyes monitoring the home. And this brings up an important point about the old way of doing things. The price it high, then lower your price model for selling a home was effective for more than 100 years, but its use today is an important reason why home sellers are not getting all of their equity from their homes, even during today's historic seller's market. A modern approach is needed to get top dollar today. Today, the top digital marketers can reach 95% of the market for a home in a matter of hours or a few days at most. So modern marketing requires a completely different process. There is no market time any longer. We can take a listing to the market with our cell phone sitting in the home. The concept of market time is in the past, and not merely because we're in a seller's market. I've covered the death of market time in detail in numerous past posts and videos, but suffice it to say, agents who quote statistics on market time are still using a printing press mentality to sell their listings. I would urge caution when dealing with these agents when it comes time to interview agents for the job of selling your home. If they still think that market time is a valid measurement, they definitely are not using modern home selling processes. Remember, the primary objective today is the same as it was in the past, which is to get top dollar for the home by optimizing competition for the home. It's just the way we go about it that has changed. Marketing efforts must work to ensure all the competition arrives simultaneously to a listing so that the buyer who wants the home the most feels the pressure from the other buyers and makes a stronger bid. Most real estate marketing plans today have evolved from effective plans from the past. Instead of listing a home and then running ads in a newspaper, agents list the home and then put the listing in the MLS so the home is syndicated to hundreds of websites like Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, etc. Some make social media posts about a just listed home, or maybe they send an email blast telling all real estate agents in the area that a new listing is available. Regardless of the process, the key here is that they start the marketing process by listing the home in the MLS and then trying to get the word out through other channels. Unfortunately, this is a flawed process and it will fail every time. It does not deliver to all prospective buyers at the same time. Instead, it gives a time advantage to the buyers most willing to pay top dollar for the home. While the rest of the buying pool must wait for digital syndication, the ready buyer is making an offer when the sign goes up. Many people who would have bid on the home will not be in the know until after the ready buyer has already got it under contract. I characterize this type of marketing as ambush marketing or surprise marketing. People who are in the market to buy a home are ambushed. With no lead time at all, they find out a home is for sale and they need to drop everything to go see it and to find out if it's already taken. Usually it is. Typically, the real estate agent works out a deal with the first person who found out about the home, often from the sign. So instead of generating 2, 3, 5, or 10 buyers, the seller is forced to negotiate with the only one that knows it's available. This is very costly to the seller. Why make it so difficult for a buyer to bid on a home? The key is to market the home before you put it up for sale. We call this pre-marketing. We spend weeks pre-marketing our listings so that buyers know the date and time that a home will hit the market. We want more buyers. bidding on the home, not fewer. It ends up causing more work for us, but it ensures that our home sellers get the most active audience and the most bids for their homes. The ready buyer will see the sign and ask to see the home. We deny access until all buyers have been alerted. We want the ready buyer to see and feel the competition for the home. It generates favorable offers for our home sellers. In fact, we spend more money pre-marketing our listings than most agents earn in a year, and we do it because we have found that it works to get top dollar for our sellers. We do not price it high and see what happens. We price it aggressively and thus often sell our listings above the asking price and for more than our sellers anticipated getting. We ensure that all of our listings get pre-marketed through our Coming Soon process, which notifies thousands of buyers that the home will soon be available. You can check out our Coming Soon website, where each Coming Soon listing is shown with a countdown timer, alerting visitors to when the home will be available. Old marketing plans are costing home sellers a lot of money, but most sellers have themselves to blame for the losses. Had they put a little more effort into choosing the right listing agent, they probably would have fared much better. If you're getting ready to sell, go online and see who is pre-marketing homes. One simple way is to visit the National Coming Soon website and then search for your market area or favored zip code. You should also go to Google and search for real estate agents in your area. Look to see who has the support and backing from their past customers. They will have hundreds or thousands of 5-star reviews. Start with them. When I started this video, I promised those who made it to the end the confidence of a newfound understanding of the home selling process, which would put 5% to 10% extra in their pockets. If you ensure that you get excellent pre-marketing from your agent, you'll get the extra money that many sellers are leaving behind. Remember, in this market, it's not hard to sell your home, but if you want top dollar, it has to be done correctly. You have to isolate that best buyer and ensure that there's plenty of competition to force higher bids. Go out and hire the right agent. Ensure that your home is pre-marketed for at least 2 weeks, and then work those buyers against one another until you've bid up the best contract for your bottom line. If you want to see a video featuring my top 6 home selling tips, you can view it by clicking on the box in the top left corner of your screen. To see a popular video featuring my 9 tips for buying a home in a highly competitive market, just click on the box below it. Please remember to like this video, check out the links below it, and subscribe to our channel so that you never miss anything.